Ausbildung in Machine Learning class 9. But as you know, we get started chapter number 2. In previous lecture, I had told you about the study of malaria. Study of malaria with the help of biological method. How can we get hypothesis? How can we get how we do observations, deductions, experiments, etc. Okay. Today we will discuss page number 25. Okay. Today we will discuss page number 25 and the topic is that how Plasmodium gets into blood of men. How Plasmodium gets into Plasmodium gets into blood of men. I have given you example yesterday in my previous class that when we do then we study the about malaria, so we follow the biological method or steps of biological method. In this topic, we also discussed that how observations are made. Okay, so first step, how Plasmodium gets into blood of men. What is Plasmodium? I told you Plasmodiums are thread-like structures which are present in the stomach of a female mosquito. Okay, so how they are transferred and how they becomes the part of the blood, we will discuss in detail today. Okay, now you will see the first step is hypothesis. Hypothesis. Okay, so you can see on page number 25 there was a scientist, his name was AFAK. Okay, there was a scientist, his name was AFAK. So what did he do? AFAK do observations, and he actually listed 20 observations. Okay, how many observations he listed? 20 observations. 20 observations. Among them, 3 were very important. The first observation was that the people who slept outdoors were more likely to get malaria than those who slept indoors. Okay, so the first observation was that the people who slept outdoors, okay, in open areas, they can get malaria immediately as compared to those people who slept indoors. Okay, this was his first observation. So the people who slept outdoor, they have more chances to get malaria. Second observation was that people who slept under fine nets, okay, and fine nets were less likely to get malaria than those who did not use such nets. Okay, second observation was that the people who slept under fine nets, they cannot caught by malaria as compared to those persons who slept in open areas. And the third observation was that the people who slept near smoky areas where there is a fire, where there is a smoke, they can get less chance of malaria as compared to those persons who slept outdoor areas. Okay, so if you open your windows, if you slept in open area on terrace, so the people who slept outdoors, they have more chances to get malaria as compared to those people who slept under fine nets or near to smoky areas. Okay, so these are the observations. So there was a scientist AFAK. First he did find out 20 observations. Among them, 3 were very important. Okay, so after hypothesis, we all of know that what is comes. Sorry, this is observation. These were observations. Now we will do the hypothesis. So after next step was hypothesis. So what was that? So when scientists observed these observations, then they had made a hypothesis. And the hypothesis was that mosquitoes transmit plasmodium and so are involved in the spread of malaria. It means this thing was clear to all people that there are thread-like structure, there are some microorganisms which are responsible to spread malaria in the blood of human. Okay, so hypotheses were made by scientists. Mosquito transmit plasmodium and so are involved in the spread of malaria. Okay, so after that, next step which comes, that is called deduction. Okay, deduction. So what is that? I have told you what is a deduction. Deduction means something can be derived from other things. Okay, so what is deduction? Following deductions were made considering the hypothesis as true. If mosquitoes are involved in the spread of malaria, then okay. So the scientists have thought out hypothesis. I have told you hypothesis 50% can be true and 50% can be wrong. Okay. So according to this hypothesis, which the scientists discovered that plasmodiums are responsible to spread malaria in the human blood, then the scientists made deductions. And what were the deductions? Deduction was that plasmodium should be present in mosquitoes. Okay, definitely we know this thing that malaria can be spread by Anopheles mosquito. Okay, so definitely this mosquito should have plasmodium in its body. Okay, this was the deduction. And the next was a mosquito can get plasmodium by biting a malarial patient. Okay, so a mosquito, if there is a malarial patient, okay, and if any mosquito take bite of a malarial patient, but mosquito is healthy, it has not plasmodium. Okay, but when it takes bite of a malarial patient, definitely that mosquito also got by malaria. It can also produce plasmodium in its body. So two deductions were taken out from this hypothesis. First was all mosquitoes have plasmodium. And second was a mosquito can get plasmodium after taking bite of malarial patient. Okay, so these two deductions were taken out from the hypothesis all mosquitoes have plasmodium. They should have plasmodium in their body. And second was a mosquito can get plasmodium after taking bite of malaria patients. Okay, so these two deductions were taken out by scientists. To the deduction, scientists did experiments. Okay, so the next step is called experimentation. So experimentation, there was a scientist, okay, his name was Ronald Ross, okay, in 1880s. Ronald Ross, a British army physician working in India in 1880s, performed important experiments, okay. So what did he do? He allowed Anopheles mosquito to bite a malarial patient, okay. So what was happened? He did experiment on sparrows, okay. He taken Anopheles mosquito, okay, he taken Anopheles mosquito and allow her to take bite, okay, allow to take bite, okay, to take bite of a healthy sparrow which is healthy. So what was happened? Definitely when Anopheles mosquito take bite of a a healthy sparrow, what was happened? This sparrow became ill. Became ill. Okay. So it means that that sparrow is caught by malaria. Okay. So he did experiment according to key relations. Ronald Ross in 1880s in India, he used the sparrows. Okay. So he allowed Anopheles mosquito to take bite of a healthy sparrow. So what was happened? That healthy sparrow was became ill. Okay. So he taken many sparrows. Okay, and he allowed Anopheles mosquito to take bites. What was happened? Some sparrows were died after the experiment, and some were alive. So when they cut the body of dead sparrows, it found the result that in their stomach plasmodium are going to be multiplied in their body. Okay, what was happened? He took many sparrows. He allowed Anopheles mosquito to take bite them. After experiments, some sparrows were died, but some sparrows were alive. So the sparrows which were dead, he cut their body and he sorted out the problem that all sparrows which were dead, but they were taken bite by Anopheles mosquito, they all have plasmodium in their blood, and the plasmodium is going to be multiplied in its body. Okay, so first experiment show that Anopheles mosquito have plasmodium and it can transfer into a healthy sparrow. Because of that, these healthy sparrows can become ill. Okay, second experiment it also has done. He also taken Anopheles and Culex. It was another type of mosquito, Anopheles and Culex mosquito, and allowed them to take bite of a human being. So what was happened? Because of that, the human being becomes infected. What was happened? That was become human being. Okay. So human being, what was happened? It was infected. Then a mosquito is allowed to take bite of a malarial patient. Okay, so what was happened? That mosquito was also infected. In second experiment, which is also done by Ronald Ross, he allowed Anopheles and another mosquito, its name was Culex. He allowed these two mosquitoes to take bite of a healthy person. Okay, so when they take bite of a healthy person, this was proved that a healthy person become ill. It was infected. It was caught by malaria. And other mosquitoes, when they take bite of this healthy person, because of that, the plasmodium was produced in the blood, in the human blood. So when these mosquitoes take bite of this infected person, because of that, these mosquitoes also become ill. They were also infected. It means this whole theory tells us when plasmodium of virus, when it enters into our blood, it begins to divide and divide every after 20 minutes. And this means it spreads the whole blood. And because of that, a person can caught by malaria. Okay. And this the symptoms of malaria are shivering, cold, high fever, okay, and recurring attacks of fever, okay, chills and recurring attacks of fever, okay. So after experimentation, they came to know the Ronald Ross did two experiments. First, he did experiment on sparrows and he taken out the solution that all ill sparrows had plasmodium in their blood and which are going to be multiplied. Then second experiment was done on human being and he sought out the solution that a human being also get plasmodium through the bite of Anopheles. Now question is that how Anopheles entered the plasmodium in the blood of a person. Okay, so answer is very simple. When Anopheles take bite of a human being, it will inject the plasmodium through its saliva. Okay, its saliva is produced in its mouth because of slightly gas. Okay, so when it takes bite of a healthy person, it will inject saliva in the body of human being, and this saliva has plasmodium in it. So when this plasmodium enters into our blood, it will begin to divide and re-divide after 20 minutes. So the symptoms of malaria are shown after 24 hours. So at that time, the plasmodium completely spread in the blood. So this is true. This experiment tells us that plasmodium can enter into the blood of a man and it can cause of a malaria. Okay. So these two experiments were done by Robert Ross. Okay. And the next point is that, and what was the result after experiment? What result we have found? The result is that plasmodium are responsible to spread malaria. So this result we have sought out. First observation which were made by AF rating, then they taken a hypothesis that plasmodium should be present in the body of all mosquitoes, then reductions, and from reductions they did experiments. Two experiments, first was with on birds, sparrows, and second was happened done on the human beings. And the result they have found that plasmodiums are responsible to spread malaria. So this question is proved that plasmodium get into the blood of a man. How it can get? Through the saliva of a mosquito, it will enter into the blood, and because of that, what will be happen? Then this plasmodium will spread in the blood and can cause of malaria. Okay. Now we will discuss about theory, law, and principle. Now the next topic is that what is theory, law, and principle. Next is that theory, law, and principle. Theory, law, and principle. So this is very easy. What is theory, law, and principle? Keep in your mind, law and principle. They both are same. Okay? But theory is different. So how can we differentiate between theory and law? First of all, keep in your mind when we start experimentation. When we start biological method, first we do observations. Okay. So before taking a theory, first we do observations. So when observation, then we taken out the hypothesis. Then we taken out hypothesis. Now we all know this clearly that hypothesis 50% can be true and 50% can be false. Okay, so it can be 50% true and 50% can be false. Okay, so observation and hypothesis. Okay, so observations are made, then hypothesis be taken out, and if 50% can be true, 50% can be false. But if this hypothesis becomes true, okay, so then it becomes after experiments, okay, If hypothesis is true, then we start experimentation. Then we start experiments. And experiments. Why do scientists perform experiments? To refuse the hypothesis, okay, to deny the hypothesis. But if after experiment this is true that hypothesis is true, then it becomes a theory. Then it becomes a theory. These are the steps of theory. Then it becomes a theory. First, scientists do observations. After observation, they make a hypothesis. Hypothesis 50% can be true, 50% can be false. If this hypothesis becomes true, then scientists start experiments. Why they do so? Because they want to refuse the hypothesis. But if experiments are successful, then it becomes a theory. Then scientists want to refuse this theory. Okay, so they again start experiment. But if this theory becomes 100% true, then it becomes a law. Then it becomes a law. Okay, and the definition of law is written if it is an irrefutable theory. Irrefutable theory means which cannot be denied. Word is given, irrefutable theory means such a theory which cannot be denied, which cannot be refused. In simple words, we can say when a theory becomes a irrefutable. ऐसी थ्योरी जिसके फैक्ट को हम झुठला नहीं सकते, जिसको हम डिनाई नहीं कर सकते, जिसको हम रिफ्यूज नहीं कर सकते, then this theory after experiments become a law. So this is the main difference between theory and law. Law and principle are same and theory is different. Okay, so you have to underline the definition of theory and law in your book. Theory, page number, you can see page number 26, okay, under the heading of theory, law and principle, okay, a second last line, the hypothesis that stand the test of time, often tested and never rejected is called theories, okay. Come to the definition of law, it is also given in your book, page number 27, third line of the paragraph. If a theory survives such doubtful approach and continues to be supported by experimental evidence, it becomes a law or principle. Okay, a scientific law. It's a definition of scientific law. A scientific law is a uniform or constant fact of nature. It is an irrefutable theory. For example, what are the law? For example, we can take an example of Hardy-Weinberg law. Examples. Examples are Hardy-Weinberg law, law of inheritance. You will study class 10. Law of inheritance. It was given by Mendel. Okay. Law of inheritance, Hardy-Weinberg law. Okay. So these are examples of law. Now your lecture has been ended. Okay. Inshallah, we will start data organization and data analysis in our next lecture, and then your second chapter will be finished. Okay, beta. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum students.
Walaikum assalam teacher.
This lecture.
Walaikum assalam.
Walaikum assalam. Please unmute yourself. Alina, Iman.
Yes.
Is everything clear to you? Umema? Umema?
Yes.
Is that clear to you today's lecture?
Yes.
अच्छा बेटे एक बात मुझे आपको बतानी थी कि आप सबने बायो का होमवर्क रिसीव किए There are many
Yes,
short
miss.
questions. आपने सारे questions नहीं लिखे, short questions. The questions which I have marked, आपने देखा होगा मार्कर से मैंने टिक किए हैं, ठीक है? जो टिक हुए हैं short question, just you have to write in your registers. Is that clear?
टीचर वो जो टिक नहीं हुए थे मैंने वो भी कर लिए हैं थोड़े से।
चलिए कोई बात नहीं, वो तो आपकी एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट है, बट you have to need to write all these short questions which are taken. अगर आपने कर लिया तो नो इशू, ठीक है?
टीचर
हाँ जी,
टीचर मुझे चैप्टर नंबर 1 ईमान से
हाँ जी बेटे माँ।
टीचर ये जो चैप्टर नंबर 1 के जो क्वेश्चंस थे ये हमने खुद करने हैं, इसके नोट्स भी लेंगे?
नहीं, आपके जो है ना एक्सरसाइज के क्वेश्चन जो मैंने आपको मार्क कराए ना, व्हेन यू विल कम बैक तो मैं आपको क्लास में वो जैसे मैंने आपको मीटिंग लेक्चर भी बताया कि यहाँ से यहाँ तक इसका आंसर है, ठीक है? तो आपने अपनी बुक पे मार्क करना है, लेकिन एग्जैक्ट से जो आपको क्वेश्चन आता है ना वो एक्सरसाइज से लॉन्ग नहीं आता, वो टॉपिकली आता है, यानी कि चैप्टर के अंदर से किसी भी टॉपिक के ऊपर से ना आपको लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं, ठीक है? तो उसका आसान तरीका ये है कि आप सारे लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन ही लिखेंगे। मैंने आपको एक लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन दिया था लिखने के लिए, ब्रांचेस ऑफ बायोलॉजी, ठीक है? वो आपने लिख लिया, बाकी ये सारे शॉर्ट लिखे और बस उसके बाद आगे फिर हम चैप्टर 2 का काम करेंगे।
ओके।
फिर हर चैप्टर का सिर्फ एक लॉन्ग होता है?
बेटे मैंने आपसे कहा एक लॉन्ग नहीं होता, वो आपको टॉपिक के हिसाब से आंसर करना होता है, जस्ट एक्सरसाइज के क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते आपको चैप्टर के अंदर से टॉपिक के हिसाब से आते हैं। तो अगर आप सारे शॉर्ट याद कर रहे हो ना तो लॉन्ग जो होंगे वो मैं आपको स्कूल में जब आपको तो बताऊंगी कि किस तरह से अटेम्प्ट करना है। अभी आपने सिर्फ एक लॉन्ग लिखा है जो मैंने आपको शुरू में शेयर किया था। जी अलीना, व्हाट डू यू वांट टू आस्क? अलीना
टीचर टीचर मैंने पूछना है कि ये जो प्लाज्मोडियम है ये मॉस्किटो में पहले भी होता है?
नहीं, मॉस्किटो में पहले नहीं होता, ये जस्ट प्रोड्यूस होता है एनोफिलस फीमेल मॉस्किटो के अंदर। और वो क्यों होता है कि व्हेन शी इज रेडी टू ले एग्स, आपको पता है मॉस्किटो अंडे देती है, तो उसको अपने एग्स की मैच्योरेशन के लिए जो है इट नीड्स अ ब्लड, तो इसलिए वो ह्यूमंस को फिर बाइट करती है या एनिमल्स को बाइट करती है टू टेक ब्लड। और जब वो ब्लड लेने के लिए बाइट करती है तो थ्रू इट्स साइवा जो प्लाज्मोडियम उसके स्टमक में प्रोड्यूस हुए होते हैं ऑलरेडी, वो इसको ट्रांसफर कर देती है हेल्दी पर्सन के अंदर। तो इस तरह से वो हेल्दी पर्सन जो है ना वो बीमार हो जाता है, उसको मलेरिया हो जाता है। Is that clear? Halima? Halima, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Alina, is that clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. Any question?
यस मैम, वो आप टिक हुए हुए क्वेश्चंस का यही बता रही थी ना कि वो करने, और जो टिक नहीं है उनका क्या करना था?
उनको बस आप याद कर ले, उन सबको लिखने की जरूरत नहीं, अगर लिख लिया है तो देयर इज नो इशू, आप लिख भी सकते हैं।
चलें ठीक है।
हाँ, अब उसी मुझे ये बात बताइए कि आप बाकी साइंसेस की क्लास लेते हैं, आज कंफर्टेबल? फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री सब आपको समझ आ रहा है?
यस।
कोई इशू तो नहीं है? जी ईमान से
यस मिस, क्लियर है सारा कुछ।
फिर आप साथ साथ अब आपका होमवर्क शेयर हुआ है बायो का, फिजिक्स का, केमिस्ट्री का, कंप्यूटर का तो और मैथ्स का, तो अब आपने रजिस्टर से करना है। और हनीमा देयर इज अ स्पेशल आपके लिए। हनीमा आर यू लिसनिंग? हनीमा
यस टीचर।
हाँ बेटे, आपके मैथ्स का सारा काम आपके रजिस्टर पे भेजा है, ऐसा नहीं होगा टेक न्यू रजिस्टर उस पे आप शुरू से सारा काम करते हैं, ठीक है? सर ने उसको चेक करना है, आपने सारा रफ पे भेज दिया, वो अलाउ नहीं है, ओके? मेक अ न्यू रजिस्टर। इज दैट ओके?
यस टीचर।
और एनी क्वेश्चन? हाँ जी हरीमा, आपका हाथ रेज है, कोई एनी इशू कुछ पूछना आपने? ओके बेटे, देन अल्लाह हाफिज़।